Hello, end of the year. Let's go. Meet the Writer, Essay 3. This is the revision. What is my overall argument? My overall argument, I would say, is that the good old days are an illusion. The good old days aren't even real. It's just that before, whether we're missing time or we're missing a place, that time was just easier for us, so it just feels nostalgic. We feels like we miss it, but there's no such thing as good old days because every day is the good day. Every day is a good day. Every day should be the good old days because just live your life like that, and then maybe you won't regret or miss the past because you're so looking forward to the future and you're excited about the past. Like, it's not a big deal. Read out loud one paragraph. I made many changes to the entire essay. I'm pretty sure I rewrote the entire thing. I used most of it, but I just pretty much rewrote all of it. I'm so sorry if this was playing the whole time. While I sound pessimistic, these experiences are what made up the human experience. When we miss the good old days, I believe it's just our brain mixing feelings of nostalgia with a longing for a simpler life. In reality, life never actually becomes simpler. It may become easier to earn money and maintain familiar relationships, but the shift happens rapidly and so often without us even realizing it. At some point, the need for others to depend on you becomes far more common than depending on them. And with that comes a new set of responsibilities that quietly replace the old ones. The good old days are an illusion of time where the weight of our responsibilities shaped our desires and dreams differently, making the past seem lighter than it truly was. It's easy to believe that every generation before us had life figured out, but every period of history carried its own fears, uncertainties, and sacrifices. What changes from one generation to the next is not whether life is difficult, but the form of difficulty that it takes. Looking backward naturally hides many of those struggles because memory tends to preserve emotions more than everyday hardships. That is why nostalgia can feel so convincing. It highlights the warmth of familiar moments while quietly fading the stress that once surrounded them. Recognizing this allows us to appreciate the past without becoming trapped by it, while also reminding us that every stage of life offers new opportunities to create meaningful memories. Nostalgia is okay, for it reminds us of where we have been and the people who helped shape us. However, we should never let it convince us that our best moments are behind us. The good old days are ahead. Which is what I said at the beginning. Good old days are ahead. We gotta just love our experience and move on from it, but we can't sit there and regret. The most challenging part was adding. I did 2 the first time, so 3 new things, 3 new places to cite from, so that was a little bit hard. But I had help from my mom. We kind of went through each paragraph and kind of took sentence by sentence and just kind of either made more or just reworded stuff. It felt a lot more smooth this time, which I think would be helpful. What I learned, let me explain that after. Now that you've revised an essay that you wrote at the beginning of the course, how do you feel? I was just about to say, what I feel is the best thing for me is to get all my thoughts out and then come back and just revise it after. I feel like I haven't improved in that reason. If I do this for most of my work, or if not all my work, I'm going to be in it better. So let me explain one of the sources that I found. One of the sources I found was actually a pretty good book called Modern Man in Search of a Soul, talking about a man in search of becoming comfortable in yourself, and he just explained a little bit of the times of life. I kind of only read a few chapters, but it was a pretty decent read. Maybe I should go back and read the whole thing. So we'll see. So that's all. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hopefully it's a good one, and I'm scared, but have a good rest of your year.